When I was 11 years old, I remember 2 boys at school laughing at me because I had a moustache. I was dark-featured, I inherited that from my dad, but a moustache, are they genetic? Then one day, when I noticed my inner labia had started to poke out a bit, I was convinced I was also growing a penis and was becoming a man. At 13, I got my first period. I didn't get it again until I was 14, then the year after that, and so on. And then at 21, my flatmate Anna noticed my sideburns and lack of tampons and suggested that perhaps, like her, I had PCOS, or Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome. A camera up the vagina confirmed it. I had PCOS and was told that that's why I didn't get a period. But what I wasn't told was that PCOS is actually the cause of a whole bunch of other crap going on in my bod. Along with a lack of period and ovarian cysts, I also suffer with hair loss, ovarian pain, stubborn fat, acne, and of course, hirsutism, or unwanted body hair. So basically, I'm going bald, I've got a beard, and I gain weight quickly. Yay! After years of shame, rage, and too much hair removal to keep up with, I started talking to other women with PCOS, my cystic sisters. Each of them seemingly as ill-informed and confused as I was. So I decided it's time to stop Googling a magic cure and find out what the fuck we can do about PCOS.
I was diagnosed with PCOS when I was 16.
I was diagnosed, I think, when I was 17 years old.
Just under a year ago?
7 years ago.
Half my life ago.
I don't even know. I'm 35 now. What does that make it? I'm bad at maths.
My doctor looked at me and said, I think you've got PCOS.
So, those are our sisters. We'll come back to them in a bit. Now let's meet our experts. First, we've got Megan. She's an endocrinologist and scary genius. Then there's Renee, an amazing nutritionist who refuses to let me eat carbs. And finally, Selena, a naturopath and embodiment of Mother Nature. Okay, team, I need your help.
Over the years of consulting, I've seen hundreds of women with PCOS. It's such a common problem and one that's not actually hugely talked about.
Yeah, like that's the thing, right? Like so many people are confused as to actually what it is, and so like to start to treat it feels like a million miles away.
So it's a metabolic disease where the pancreas is playing havoc with the body because of what's happening within the ovaries.
So the most common, well-accepted way to diagnose polycystic ovarian syndrome currently is to use these criteria here. And you must have 2 of these 3 things to make this diagnosis.
So basically, if you have any combination of a wildly unpredictable period, a lovely crop of cysts on your ovaries, or so like you're pimply, hairy and balding, you probably have PCOS. And lucky me, I've got the whole shebang! Which means I've got so much testosterone they probably wouldn't let me into the Olympics.
As females, we do have some androgens like testosterone, but we shouldn't have too much. And if we have too much, it's looking at the reasons why.
Now, your ovaries are being driven to produce the testosterone by this hormone higher up in the chain called insulin. And insulin is the hormone that we process our food with. And then the testosterone comes back in here beside the insulin to cause the irregular egg formation through the ovaries and hence the irregular periods. That's the crux of the condition.
Okay, if your face is looking a bit like this right now, think of it this way. Here's me, hello, and here's someone without PCOS. Hello to you too. Now, we're having a lovely meal together, eating exactly the same thing, but oh no, I'm making a bunch more insulin to process this food than she is. Bitch. This excess insulin for some reason goes and tells my ovaries to make more testosterone, which then causes all of the horrible symptoms that we've been talking about, and the whole stupid spiral basically just continues forever. Okay? Science over. Should we go have a look at what these little cysty boys look like, eh?
The modesty sheet.
For what it's worth. You guys are going to be in here if I'm taking my pants off.
So that's your uterus here in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Looks like an overcast day.
So do you see this slightly darker area?
Yeah.
That's your ovary in there.
So those black dots, that's what they call like the cysts.
Yeah.
It feels like maybe there's more than I had when I first got diagnosed.
Yeah, and do you see how they're around the outside of the ovary as well?
Yeah,
That's a classic sort of polycystic appearance. They call them the string of pearls.
String of pearls. Aren't they beautiful? Better not be a baby in there. Surely I'd know.
No, you'd know.
Let's talk about fertility. I mean, I've talk to so many people who've been told they've got PCOS and therefore they can't get pregnant, or they've got PCOS and it's going to be incredibly difficult to get pregnant.
Well, I disagree with both of those statements. I think that if you choose a man with some sperm, then you're probably going to get pregnant eventually.
My friend Anna and her partner Sam were told they're going to have a hard time having a baby, so Anna jumped off the pill, and 9 months and 1 week later, this happened. So when you found out you were pregnant with Otis, what was your reaction?
The initial reaction was a bit of disbelief. It's kind of that thing you try most of your adult life not to get pregnant, so when you do want to have a baby, you don't actually know if things work down there. And because I knew that I had polycystic ovaries, I thought it was probably going to be quite difficult.
Had you talked about PCOS with Sam and like the difficulties that added to having a baby?
Yeah, I had, but his sister also had it as well, and she had 2 kids.
So Sam's sister has PCOS, and you have sisters with PCOS,
Yeah, so I've got 3 sisters, and 2 of them also have polycystic ovaries. And they've all had kids as well. Just a fertile.
You're making me nervous. I'm like, oh.
Maybe the infertility isn't so true.
So prominent. So what do you do to manage your symptoms now?
Well, I think my symptoms have actually gotten better. And my doctor said when I got pregnant, your body sort of sorts out the hormone imbalance. So really my only symptoms now is the hairiness.
So much hairiness.
I'll get you to spot your lipstick at that. You okay?
So I'm lasering away some symptoms, while others I'm trying to manage with a beautifully expensive contraceptive pill.
Okay, that is all done.
So quick. But is the pill the best approach? What's your understanding of the pill and its effect on PCOS?
It's potentially just masking symptoms. It's not actually solving the problem that's going on.
Well, for many women, the combined contraceptive pill is a very, very useful medication that ticks a lot of boxes, especially to manage this condition. There's some girls that don't get on with a combined contraceptive pill, they just don't.
The last pill that I was on made me want to drive my car off a bridge. Like, it kind of ruined my life for a while. Why is that? Why does it mess with your emotions so much?
I don't know that I have a clear answer to that, and that's very difficult to tease out.
The most frustrating thing about having PCOS is the mystery.
Having to explain to people, especially for some reason Indian beauticians, that I have this hair growth as a result of a condition.
Honestly, maybe society's view on what women should look like, because I stray from the norm.
I'm not a freak.
Doctors don't really know how to talk about it.
They pretty much just said, here's some tramadol, this is your life now.
I'm sure people come to you and I would ask the same thing, going, what can you give me? That's the magic cure to help me. There's nothing, is there?
I'm going to have to say no, there isn't, unfortunately.
So I'm balls deep in information right now, and I still have more questions than answers. Somebody please tell me, what can I do?
Nutrition is hands down the #1 important thing to focus on with polycystic ovaries.
Oh, Renee, coming in hot.
Everything that you eat affects your hormones. Your hormones are made in your gut, so if your gut's not right, you know, everything will be out of whack, and that is 100% down to nutrition.
The most important question, obviously, is why can't I eat carbs like a normal person?
Yeah. So insulin is designed to keep your blood glucose levels in check. When it becomes resistant, it basically slowly over time stops doing that job, and that's what's happened when somebody's reached type 2 diabetes. The thing that will do that to the body is over-consuming starches and sugars, you know, carbohydrate types of foods.
So are PCOS women more likely to develop type 2 diabetes?
Yeah, definitely, if they don't manage their diet properly.
Right. Okay, no, that's good to know, good to know.
So do you get a lot of carbohydrate or sugar cravings?
Every day.
Every day? And particular times, or just consistently all the time?
After I eat. So I always want like a post-breakfast dessert. That's a thing, eh?
And what would be your...
Lollies.
Lollies, right. And how much would you have in one go?
Too much. A bag, like...
A whole bag, okay.
Isn't it terrible?
And do you feel satisfied?
No, I feel disgusting, I feel awful. And I sort of feel sweaty.
Okay. What's your typical diet? What do you currently eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner?
Breakfast would be a smoothie.
I'm very good at making like very grainy smoothies, you know, like reading up about what would be good and just going like, oh, this powder, and then water. It tastes
fantastic.
Disgusting.
Not fantastic.
No.
If you're having a smoothie for breakfast, a banana can have up to 8 teaspoons of sugar, whereas some eggs and some spinach would help your blood sugars and also help the feeling of feeling full.
So improving these insulin levels will improve the hormone dynamics with PCOS. Means we need to use less medication, means you're more likely to achieve spontaneous pregnancy, okay? So this insulin is why everybody is so keen about fitness. It's a really good motivator to keep your fitness up and get fit.
God, you've said that a lot.
And because it's important.
Okay.
Okay, 10 box jumps. 1, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good girl. Press. Press. 5, 4. Nice, Hayley. 4, 3. So 6 reps. Nice and low. 15 seconds to go.
Let's get some water.
Yep, all good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4. 1 a second. Doing well. 3. Keep pushing.
I think that's got to be it.
What's the heart rate doing? Oh, yeah, you're going.
PCOS makes me feel frustrated.
Quite angry.
Annoyed?
Tired and just worn out from the pain, really.
Bloated. It makes me feel bloated.
Yes, PCOS makes you feel all the feelings, and one person who's seen the lofty heights and plummeting lows of my emotions is Aaron, my sexy boy for 8 years.
Did you know what PCOS was before you met me?
I knew of it, but I didn't know what it was.
Do you feel like you know anything about it now?
Yeah, a lot more.
What do you know? Tell me your knowledge.
I think it clearly your hormones, you know, like they're all, you know, not balanced. I think you have more testosterone, you know.
Clearly your hormones aren't balanced.
No, well that's what the article says. No, you know, like you have.
No, let's be honest. No. Let's be honest. I'm not. So obviously one of those things that plays with is my mood.
Yeah.
Yeah, confirmed. Well, how do you handle your PCOS lover's highs and lows?
I think I've noticed a change in your mood since you started to go on this exploration of trying to find a way to kind of balance all the different things that come with PCOS. So I just try to be sensitive and supportive, and sometimes not get too annoyed when I know you're maybe pushing it a little bit.
Yeah, do you feel like when you see it in my eyes that you know that I know that I'm being unreasonable?
Yeah.
Is that really difficult?
Yeah, that can be difficult. You just want to make space sometimes for people to be unreasonable, don't you? And go, well, that's...
Throw some things.
Yeah, maybe throw some things.
I definitely remember throwing a loaf of bread at your head maybe like a year
Yeah, cob loaf it was, yeah.
Speaking of us having sex,
let's speak about that.
Has it been difficult in any way for you to have a positive relationship with my vagina? I'm pointing to it in case you
don't know where it is.
Yeah. Has it been hard for you to have a positive relationship with my vagina, knowing that I have quite a negative one?
In no way does your negative relationship with your vagina impact my positive relationship to your vagina. We're good.
I love that you looked at it. Like,
yeah.
We're good.
I wish I knew exactly how it might or might not damage my body in the future.
When I was younger, I wish I knew that it was fine.
Just a better way to manage it, because currently I'm getting about 2 to 5 hours sleep a night.
Because I come from quite a conservative family, I wish I knew that I can talk about my body.
I would love there to be a solid, quick fix, but I know that's not the case.
Yeah, what's the next steps from here?
What are 3 things that you want people to know about PCOS?
Firstly, don't tolerate a consistently irregular menstrual cycle. Please get some medical help and run some hormone tests.
Investigate. You really want to know what are your drivers behind it.
This is a syndrome So what your genetics are like, what your inherited risk of diabetes is like, there's so many factors that play into this. There's no one solution that's right for everyone.
Being organised and having a plan of action as well. Often when we have an idea in our head but we don't have the plan, it can easily go out the window.
Okay, so I'm throwing a dinner party for all of my cystic sisters, I'll call them. What would you recommend as the perfect PCOS menu?
Yeah. So you can start the dinner party with a beautiful platter. You can have on there some vegetable sticks, some beautiful cheeses. Cheeses are high in protein. Any of the protein-based meats would be great for stabilising blood glucose. And then you're wanting to look at, maybe some nice salads to go with that. A salad that I particularly love at the moment would be some mozzarella, some olive oil, some basil and tomatoes.
This diet doesn't sound horrible at all. I thought you were going to be like raw beetroot and kale chips, nothing else.
No, it's just about making food enjoyable as well and not feeling like you're missing out.
My friends, my cystic sisters, as I've been calling you through this documentary, thank you so much for coming tonight, and a small toast to PCOS, having all the symptoms of being a man and none of the privilege. Cheers. Diggo.
So with all of this information, all of the things that I've learned, the things I've tried, it's all led me to believe one thing. There is no one solution. And that is the most painfully frustrating thing I know. But with all of the pills and the potions, the one thing that has helped me the most is talking about it.
Well, thank God it's all. Goodness, it was just a great
You go to the doctor and you're like...